1 year ago, I was deep into my bulk. My strength was going up, everything was going smooth. I was already like a year in, so I was getting bigger, stronger, PRs every week. But then, one night, I hit a wall. I sat there at the dinner table for over an hour, literally taking one bite at a time for every 5 minutes, like very slow. I was just done. I could not eat anymore. Even my secret weapon, which I talked about in the last video, chocolate milk and stiffed cookies, even though it's fucking embarrassing, but that stuff also started making me gag and I just could not get anything in anymore. My parents were like, just stop eating, what are you doing? But I did not want to stop, I wanted to push through. I was dedicated and obsessed with becoming bigger, getting bulked up, and even when it took me 1 hour to get the last little oat in, I did not care. I would keep pushing, keep going. On my bulk, I had vomited multiple times. I was so bloated and I even got sick sometimes because I think my diet was just kind of fucked up, but it was a whole struggle for me. So what's really fucked up is that I had to vomit in the gym sometimes because beforehand I had eaten way too much and I pushed myself very hard, as always of course, but man, my body could not handle it anymore and it all had to go out, so I sprinted to the toilet, you know. I think this happened like 3-4 times maybe, so very embarrassing. But yeah, well, you can call this dedication. But let's be real, this is not what you want to have on your gym journey, to feel like this, to sit there eating for 1 hour, trying to get that last little oat in, even though you're already bloated and you feel like fucking exploding. You're vomiting in the gym. That's not good for you. That's not natural. You don't want that, let's be real. Oh, and by the way, if you're somewhere stuck in this stage and you want to bulk smarter without burning out, Reclaim is where I help guys like us get the aesthetic dream physique step by step. The link is in the description or in the bio of my YouTube channel, so check it out. So here's the real issue. I think most guys know that at the beginning of your gym journey, you need to bulk first. Even when you're skinny fat, especially when you're skinny, the only situation that you don't have to bulk is maybe when you're like really obese. Okay, fine, then first cut down, but for most guys, you just have to bulk. But nobody talks about what happens if you're bulking for 1 year, you're putting in 3000 plus calories every single day, and you get insane food fatigue. It really starts kicking in. Your hunger disappears, you start feeling slow, bloated. Eating feels like a chore and not like a moment that you enjoy anymore. What it should be, you know? It should be a nice moment. And the advice you hear online is just stay in the surplus, bro. Just keep putting in all the calories. Okay, cool. But is it fucking healthy when your body tells you that you cannot eat anymore, but because you're on a bulk, you're pushing yourself, you keep binge eating, even though you're fucking vomiting it out in the toilet? Of course that's not healthy, of course not. But the first few years, you still wanna bulk. And it's fucking logical that after a few months, a little bit of the food fatigue, is what I like to call it, kicks in. And food will just be less tasty because you're having 3000 calories a day, you're eating all fucking day. So what do we do about this? How can you fix this problem? So here's what saved me on my bulk, the 301 strategy. This is a really fucking great strategy. Hear me out. This is where you do 3 weeks of bulking and 1 week of a maintenance or a mini cut. And you repeat this. That one reset week every month did wonders for me. My digestion system recovered, my appetite came back, and I just felt excited again to go back on that bulk, train fucking hard and get bigger. I stayed leaner, I looked cleaner, tighter, and I could bulk longer without having this food fatigue, this bloated feeling, or at the end of the day that you're just sitting there for 1 hour and can't get any single calorie in anymore. It all went away. The goal is not just to gain weight, but it is to gain actual muscle mass and stay consistent for years. And that only works when your system is actually feeling good and you're not pushing against your natural limits. because that's just so unhealthy and a lot of guys are doing that. If this hit for you, Reclaim has the full playbook, link in bio. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.